Hey, happy Tuesday night. I hope you guys are all having a fun time today. I'm recording this on Monday when you guys are all off school, and you can see that I am still working. I do have my face in the corner of the screen. We're going to see if I can keep it out of your way. If not, next time I promise to record without my face. I don't know. It just seems kind of fun to be able to stare at you guys at home on a Tuesday night. So we're continuing our work on diagramming sentences. This week we are going to add direct objects and adjectives, including articles, into your diagramming knowledge. So once again, let's look at how this grammar stuff got started. We've got, oh, for crying out loud, you never end a sentence with a. Well, this is how it got started. I did not create it. I promise I'm not that old, although I'm getting close. I just enforce it and teach you about it. So it's fun stuff, right? Oh, and you guys probably can't see the ancient grammar police thing because my head was in the way again. All right, moving right along. You are going to be creating a two-flap foldable. I do want you to start off with your paper landscape style. That means it's like, here, wait, oh, this is interesting. Long ways, not tall ways. And then you're going to fold it. You're going to leave it so that you see this diagramming right here. Number 2, the top flap should say direct objects and the bottom flap should say adjectives. I highlighted it so you could see where I cut and folded, but you don't need to do that. So pause the tape and get that created. The dog is barking at the door. That's what I'm currently looking at. You're going to hear her again quite soon. And Kirby's right over there in the background, so he might chime in eventually. All right, I'm going to move my face over. On the front of your flap, write direct objects and these 3 bullet points. Number 1, it follows an action verb. Number 2, it goes to the right of the verb on the baseline when you're diagramming it. And number 3, the dividing line does not cross the baseline. And that's the big difference between dividing between a subject and a predicate and your predicate and your direct object. Between a subject and a predicate, the line goes all the way through, all the way to, through the bottom into, the space below. Whereas in a direct object, the line stops directly at the base, and it is a straight up and down perpendicular line. Okay, pause if you don't have all that written, because I'm done talking. I got nothing else. All right, so this is what it looks like. Okay, so remember that a direct object always follows an action verb. It does not follow a linking verb, and it refers back to that verb. You don't actually have to write any of this. So subject plus action verb plus who or what equals the direct object. And then you can see right here, the subject and the verb, the line goes all the way through, and the direct object stops right there. And it should be completely perpendicular. I think mine's a little bit crooked. So this diagram right here should go, let me put my face over here, on the top, or on the inside top flap of your foldable. So please put that there, and then you can move on. Keep moving on. These are examples of direct objects and what they would look like if you diagrammed them. We've got Larry ate spaghetti. Notice the line ends right here. Spaghetti is a direct object because it answers the question, what did Larry eat? Mom made dinner, which by the way is what I'm doing after I finish this video. Dinner is your direct object. It answers the question of what did mom make. Notice that the line ends at the line. Charmin chased squirrels. Squirrels is your direct object. The line ends right there. What did Charmin chase? She chased squirrels. And Edison Lee, this is for you. Edison eats peanut butter and jelly. There should be an and right in here. Come in and say hi, Logan. Logan just walked into the kitchen and kind of gave me a pat on the back. See, here he is, right here. Turn in faces. Okay. Edison eats peanut butter and jelly. There should be an and right there. And in this case, we have a compound direct object. What does Edison eat? He eats peanut butter and jelly. Get these 4 examples written on the other side of the top flap so that you have them to refer to. And then we can move on. So you might want to pause for a few minutes. All right, another brain break. Let me move my face again. There we go. This is an example of modern day grammar problems. There I am. Only hopefully I look a little better than that. It says, yes, a winky face is correct. But in ancient times, like the times that I grew up, the semicolon or a period was actually used to separate archaic written devices known as complete sentences. Got it? All right, moving right along. Adjectives. On your bottom flap, write adjectives and these 3 bullet points. A, they modify a noun. B, they are written under the word they modify. So they're never written under a verb because adjectives don't modify verbs. And then they are written on a diagonal line. Okay, once you've got those 3 bullet points written, you can move on. And so this is what it looks like. And so this example, let me move my face a little again. There we go. This example should be written on the bottom flap on the inside bottom flap. And if you look, you have your subject, you have an adjective, which could also be an article. It could be the, a, or an. Then you've got the full line, then you've got your verb, and then you've got your partial line. And if you have, this is an action verb, you'd have your direct object here, and you might have some adjectives describing it. So this is what you would write in the inside flap of your foldable. All right, and then these are some of my examples. We've got Rachel held my sweet kitty. We've got Rachel and held. Held is an action verb. Notice that the direct object line stops at the baseline. Kitty, and then my and sweet describe kitty, so they're written on a diagonal underneath kitty. Then we've got a question. Did you eat the chocolate cake? Well, you, as you know, is a subject because you would invert that, or you would answer that. You did eat the chocolate cake, so you put the you here as your subject and then your full line. Did eat is your action verb phrase. Notice that the did is still capitalized because it was the first word in the sentence, so therefore it needs to be capitalized here so that people can, or so that if you're looking at it, you realize that it is what started the sentence. And then you've got cake here. The and chocolate modify cake, the being an article, chocolate being an adjective, and that's what that would look like. So you need to write those examples, there goes my face again, on the inside bottom flap of your foldable. Logan keeps walking by to get stuff. All right, moving right along. So this is what your foldable should look like. This is what the front of it should look like. So check your foldable, make sure you have all that. And then, you know, in comforting a grammar Nazi, I always softly say there, there, and there. Kind of funny, huh? Cheesy. And then, oh goodness, I'm all on the way. This is what the inside of your foldable should look like. This is kind of the generic, and then these are the examples. This is a generic, and then these are the examples. All right, so make sure that the inside of your foldable looks just like that. This is what you're turning into tomorrow. All right, now what I want you to do is just grab a separate sheet of paper, fold it into 4, and see if you can diagram these 4 sentences. Pause the tape, see what you can do. We're going to copy them into your grammar notebooks tomorrow so you have examples after I check them. Remember how to use compounds, blue and white. All right, that's the tough one. This is asking you to think on your own because blue and white modify skateboard. So does A. And so the A is going to go on a line in blue and white, but how do you think that's going to look? I know, I'm asking you to think. I'm not giving you the exact answer, and we'll talk about it tomorrow. And then will you hold the green water pitcher? Remember that. Oh, I guess I could show you the answers. In fact, why don't I show you the answers? Because after you do them, you can see if you got them right. So pause. Try not to cheat. I know that some of you are just going to go right onto the answers and look and see if you got them right. But the ones of you that are going to be assertive in your learning are going to try them first, and then you're going to look at the answers. So those of you that are being assertive, pause and try it. And the rest of you can move on. And there it is. Notice here, Randy owns A, and see how on the diagonal you still do the blue and white, just like you would if it was a compound subject or a compound predicate. So make sure your answers are right, and we're going to copy them in your notebooks tomorrow. Have a great night. I will see you bright and early on Wednesday morning, or some of you after lunch.